Hello, students and family members. Welcome to a math lesson. Today, we'll be going over subtraction problems, multiplication 2-digit by 1-digit problems, and math multiplication facts and math division facts. In order for you to be able to answer these and complete these sheets to the best of your ability, let's review some problems. First, let's talk about subtraction. In order to determine what the answer is for 405 minus 71, we need to review what the steps are for subtraction. To subtract, we use place value. 5 minus 1 in the ones will give me the leftover amount in the ones place value category, which is 4. However, when I move to the tens category, I have a 7 as my bottom number and a 0 as my top. In other words, there's more on the floor, so I must borrow 10 from the 100s category. So that's going to leave me with a 10 in the tens, which was equal to the 100 that we just borrowed, which made this 400, 300. Now I can subtract 10 minus 7 in the tens to get 3. Finally, 3 doesn't have anything underneath of it, so I can drop that into my answer, which is 334. Looking at another subtraction problem. I start this problem with more on the floor. I cannot take 7 away from nothing, so I must go over to the tens category. By taking 10 away, the 5, which was worth 50, now becomes a 4, which is worth 40. And my 0, because I'm taking 10 from the tens, becomes a 10. And now I can do 10 minus 7, which is 3. Move over to the tens category, and I cannot take 9 away from 4. So I need to borrow 10 from the 100s category, making this 14, or 140, minus my 9, which is 5. Finally, bring down your 1 in the hundreds category for 153. That's a refresher on how to subtract. As far as multiplication, we taught the students how to use what is called an area model. You maybe have learned multiplication a different way, and it's okay to help your student at home try and do it your way. But this is the way we originally taught them in school. Take the number 25 and write it in expanded form. We know that the 2 is worth 20 and the 5 is worth 5, so 20 plus 5 would get me my 25. 7 then goes on the right-hand side, and now I pretend to be covering the area of these two by multiplying. 7 times 5 is 35. That goes in my first area box. And then 7 times 20, if you don't know that, do 7 times 2, which is 14, and then drop your 0 into the answer for 140. Multiplication is repeated addition, so you can take these two area partial products and add them to get your final product. So that would be 140 plus 35. And just like we did for subtraction, we are going to add by place value, starting with the ones. 5 plus 0 is 5. Then 4 plus 3 is 7, and bring down my 1. So 25 times 7 is 175. One more multiplication problem to practice. Again, the area model can help you. 57 is equal to 50 plus 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. That product, the answer to that multiplication problem, goes into the first area box. Then 50 times 3 is 150, because 5 times 3 is 15, and drop your 0 into the answer. Finally, I take my two partial products, 150 and 21, and add them together, which is going to give me my final product a 1 in the ones, 5 plus 2 is 7, and a 1 in the hundreds. 171. As far as the math fact problems, as long as you know your fact families, you're going to be in great shape. For that, what I mean is if you can determine the three numbers that then go together for 18 divided by 3, once you've figured out that 6 is the quotient, you can then determine the other three fact families. What I mean by that is 18 divided by 3 is 6, but that also means 18 divided by 6 is 3. And I can come up with two multiplications for fact families. 3 times 6 is 18, and 6 times 3 is 18. That will help you determine your math fact coloring sheets. Hope this video helps for the week.